The most expensive food in the world. Some foods cost a few dollars, some cost a few hundred, but a few extremely rare foods can cost thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, and people still buy them. Today we're looking at some of the most expensive foods on Earth, what makes them so valuable, and why people are willing to pay insane prices just to eat them. Let's start with something that looks simple, but can cost more than gold. White truffles. White truffles are a rare type of underground fungus that grow mostly in northern Italy. Unlike regular mushrooms, they cannot be farmed easily. They grow naturally beneath the soil and must be found by specially trained dogs that can smell them through the ground. The reason white truffles are so expensive is because they are incredibly rare and extremely difficult to find. Some years the harvest is very small, which drives the price even higher. A single pound of high-quality white truffles can sell for $3,000 to $5,000. But occasionally, rare specimens sell for much more. In fact, a massive white truffle once sold at auction for over $300,000. All for a fungus that grows underground. Next is something that looks tiny, but costs a fortune. Beluga caviar. Caviar is made from fish eggs, but not just any fish. The most valuable caviar comes from the beluga sturgeon, a massive fish that can live for over 100 years. The problem is that these fish take an incredibly long time to mature. It can take 15 to 20 years before a beluga sturgeon is ready to produce eggs. Because of overfishing and slow reproduction, beluga caviar has become extremely rare. A single kilogram of premium beluga caviar can cost $7,000 to $10,000. And in luxury restaurants, just one spoonful can cost hundreds of dollars. But if you think fish eggs are expensive, wait until you hear about this beef. Japanese A5 Wagyu. Wagyu beef comes from special breeds of cattle raised in Japan. These cows are famous for producing meat with extremely high levels of marbling. Marbling refers to the tiny streaks of fat that run through the meat. When Wagyu cooks, that fat melts, making the steak incredibly tender, buttery, and rich. Only the highest quality Wagyu receives the A5 rating, which is the top grade possible. Because the cattle are raised carefully, fed special diets, and produced in limited numbers, the meat becomes extremely expensive. Authentic Japanese A5 Wagyu can cost $200 to $400 per pound. In some high-end restaurants, a Wagyu steak can cost over $300 for a single serving, and yet people line up to try it. Now let's look at a food that many people actually have in their kitchen, but probably don't realize how valuable it is. Saffron. Saffron is a spice made from the tiny red threads of the saffron crocus flower. Each flower produces only 3 threads, and every single thread must be harvested by hand. To produce just 1 pound of saffron, workers must carefully pick around 75,000 flowers. Because the process is so labor-intensive, saffron becomes one of the most expensive spices on Earth. A single pound can sell for $5,000 to $10,000. That's why saffron is sometimes called red gold. But there is one food that might be the most expensive delicacy of them all. Bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna is one of the most prized fish in the world, especially in Japan, where it's used for sushi. The fish are massive, powerful swimmers that migrate across entire oceans. The highest quality tuna is sold at auctions, where buyers compete fiercely for the best fish. In 2019, a single bluefin tuna weighing 612 pounds sold for an unbelievable $3.1 million at a Tokyo fish market. That means one fish sold for the price of a luxury mansion. People still ate it. So why do these foods cost so much? Usually it comes down to 3 things: rarity, difficulty to produce, and reputation. When something is rare, hard to obtain, and considered luxurious, people are willing to pay enormous prices for the experience. In many cases, the price itself becomes part of the appeal. After all, eating something that almost nobody else in the world can afford feels special. But the question is, would you actually pay thousands of dollars just to taste one of these foods? Or is some food simply too expensive to eat?